Alright, so we got the bottom end completed finally, and I actually have it in the quad. We're going to be checking that out a little bit later, but today, right now, we're going to start on the top end. And we're going to be assembling the cylinder head cover and the cylinder head, and we're going to be dropping valves in there. Without some further ado, I say we get right on down to this. These are the pieces that we're going to have to put in there, and I have them laid out already. You can find diagrams for it, and it shows you how everything goes, but these are the main shafts, the main rockers. These are the sub rockers. These a little bit bigger ones are the intakes, and the smaller ones are exhaust. So the exhaust is going to go right up here. The intakes are going to go down here. And the main shafts are going to go straight through the center. You're going to want to have these little guys right here. If you don't have those, you should probably snag those wave washers before you get on down to putting this. You may run without them, I'm not really sure, but I'm not going to take that chance. It calls for them, so put them in. Alright, without further ado, let's get on down to it, shall we? Alright, we're going to begin by assembling the cylinder head cover. And first off, the first step we're going to do is we're going to install these the main rockers. They're going to go straight down the center. And there's a couple things we need to do. First, we need to line up these guys. So we're going to, this is the orientation they're going to go into the cover here. So what I'm going to do is just take these off and put them where they belong. It's like this one's going to go in there. And this one is going to go in there. So I'm just going to set those there for now. And then you want to make sure you got this crush washer on there. And then the next step is going to be to apply some assembly lube to these. You want to get that good and lubed up. And then we'll just send them right on through. Line up the holes, of course. There we go. Just want to get that started through the hole right there. And then bring it up through the other side. And then for the threads, you just want to get that started. So you want to just get like one thread started, so that it's in there, and then you want to apply your blue Loctite on here, and then we can just zip this thing down, and we're going to torque them all at the end. They are all going to get torqued to 20 foot-pounds. So we'll just kind of hand tighten that for now. All right, make sure nothing's binding up in there. Make sure it all kind of is working freely. It is. And next, let's move on to the bottom main. And that will be the exact same concept. So we'll just take these off and put them where they belong. Keep the washer on, and we'll get ourselves the assembly lube. And then we'll just send it through the hole, just like the other one, and connect us up. There we go. And then we'll connect us up with the second one. All right. And then the same thing. Just want to catch a couple of threads, and then we will get the blue Loctite on there. And we'll just snug it down the rest of the way, because like I said, we're going to torque all of these at the same time. They're going to be 20 foot-pounds. Same. Now these are the exhaust. So if we have us sitting like this, right, the exhausts are going to go up here. The intakes are going to go down here. And the intake side, both of these are the same. There's no need to figure out which one goes where. Now, the exhaust rockers are just slightly different. There is an A, which belongs here. There is a B, which belongs here. And you can see they are just a tiny bit different. One is tilted this direction, and one is tilted back this direction. And that's the way these are going to go. They're going to go just like so. And it's going to be the exact same concept, except for one difference. These the littler ones, the intake and the exhaust, have this little wave washer. You want to make sure that you get that in there. Let's just do the exhaust rockers first. So what we want to do, of course, is we want to get the assembly lube onto the shafts. We're going to do this the same way that we did the mains. And of course, you can't forget your crush washer. And then we'll slide this through with the wave washer. The side that is protruding out the most goes against the rocker. So we'll put we'll feed it through just like so. And next we'll slide the Okay, you just want to catch the washer. Okay, now this is the same way. You just want to catch a few of the threads, which we've done. And then you want to add your blue Loctite. And then snug it down, and we will be torquing all of these to 20 foot-pounds. So we'll just get it snugged down. And then we want to repeat that process for the second exhaust rocker. Assembly lube onto the shaft. Make sure we have our crush washer. And we'll just feed it through. And you want to make sure that your wave washer is back behind there. And we'll just catch a few of the threads. Caught a few of the threads there. We got it started. And now get the crush washer out of the way and make it stay. Which it will not, but that's okay. And then you want to hit the blue Loctite on there. And then we can snug it down a bit. We'll be torquing these to 20 foot-pounds, all of them together at the end. They all get torqued to 20 foot-pounds. Okay. Now that we have the exhaust ports done, we can move on to the intakes. Alright, now that we got the exhaust rockers in, let's get the intakes in. And it's the same concept. We're just going to hit this with some assembly lube. And these are going to be installed with the pads up towards the valve. So we're going to feed it through here, like so. And then we are going to hook it right through here, like so. And we'll just get it right to the end, because we are going to need to put this cool little wave washer onto the back. And the wave washer is going to go right in here, and it's going to go with the curl then towards the rocker. And we're going to get that in there somehow. So I say just like so. And then we'll just feed it right over the top. And into the hole. Like so. And then what we'll do, same way as the rest of them, we'll make sure that we grab a few of the threads. And then we'll hit the Loctite on there. And then we'll just snug it down. Again, we're going to hit these at all of them together at 20 foot-pounds. And there's one. We'll do the, now let's hit the other one. And this one will come in from the back side. From the back side. Yeah. Alright, we'll get some assembly lube up on there. Get the assembly lube. And put it in its correct orientation. And feed it through the back. There we go. We'll just catch it right there. And then what we'll do is we'll flip it up. And of course we have our little wave washer. Again, the curled side goes against the rocker itself, so it'll go in this orientation. And let's see if we can't get that baby hooked up in there. So we'll just drop it in where it belongs. So there you go. You want to get it kind of started into the hole, and there you go. And then we'll just catch it. We got a few of the threads started, and then we can get the washer out of the way, and then we can hit that with our blue Loctite. And then we can snug it down. Okay, so now we can torque these to 20 foot-pounds. Alright, there's 20 on that one. 20 there. 20 there. 20 there. 20 there. And 20 there. Yeah, I'm sorry I had to use that big ass torque wrench, but 20 foot-pounds is 240 inch-pounds, and my smaller torque wrench only goes to 200 inch-pounds. So I couldn't get 20 out of it, so I had to bring out the big dog. We got her done though. So there you are. We're all torqued up, and now, just to make it look good, we can put our tappets on there. These are our covers. These are going to get an O-ring right here, but we're just going to put them on there right now just to keep them from getting lost and keep them, you know, from getting stuff in there, and also to make it look cool. There you go. One cylinder head cover hooked up, and that's what it should look like in there. All right, now that we got our cylinder head cover assembled, we can move on to the cylinder head itself. And this is a brand new cylinder head that's all been ported and polished, and we have brand new valves as well. So what we're going to have to do is, since they're brand new, they've never been seated into these valve seats yet, is we're going to have to lap them. So what we're going to do is we are going to take some Permatex valve grinding compound, and we're going to apply it onto the valve, and we're going to put the valve in, and we're going to rotate it. And what I like to do is take a little bit of hose right here, and it will fit tightly on there and on the other side, and it'll allow me to spin it easily. So let's get on down to it. And just to note, You're going to have to do each valve one by one and make sure that once you lap this valve, we're going to do this one first. This is the exhaust. We're going to do this one. Once we get done lapping it, this valve will be lapped into this valve seat. So we're going to have to mark it and make sure that we put this into there. Okay, so we'll just take a little bit and we'll put it on there. And the way this works is it starts out, this valve lapping compound starts out at 120 grit and it works itself into a 220 grit. So the more you grind, the finer that it gets. So you don't want to put a lot of pressure on it at first. Okay, and then we'll just get it in there and put it in. And then we'll take us our little piece of rubber, put it on the end right here. And we'll see what we have with that. Then we're going to go ahead and wipe this stuff off and we'll apply some Sharpie and we'll see how we did. And now in order for us to test our surface, we can apply us some Sharpie. And we'll apply it on here as well. And then we can put our valve back in and we'll put our rubber piece back on again, back here. And then we'll just go ahead and do it. We'll spin it without the lapping compound on it. Okay, let's see if how we did here. And as you can see, it's a pretty even wear. There is a tolerance though, so let's go ahead and measure that. The tolerance is between 1 millimeter and 1.1. So let's see how we did. So we'll just take this to 1 millimeter and see if we are in the ballpark. Then we'll go out to 1.1. And we're on the money. Everything looks pretty smooth. So now we can wipe this off with some contact cleaner. And we'll call this one number 1. And then we can do the same for the other 3 valves. We'll just clean all of these up in the end. Okay, this one is, we'll call this one done. Now we'll just call this other one number 2. And you don't want to get any of that on the shaft at all, because you'll be grinding up the inside of that, and that's not cool. And then we'll take our rubber piece and we'll put it right on the end of here. Okay, then we'll pop our rubber piece off. All right, and then we'll put it in. And we have a nice even pattern on there. And I can tell just by looking at it that it matches the other one, so I'm not even going to micrometer it. It's within specs to me, so I'm rolling on to the next one. We got to mark this one. All right, now we're going to move on to the intake. And we'll just go right up over here. All right, let's give that valve the Sharpie test and see how we did. There we go. I feel like we got it all wore off good. Okay, now we can see that we're pretty even. Okay, now you can see that we're uniform all the way around. We have a nice seat. So number 3, done. All right, one left. One more intake valve and we can call this done. Okay, we seem to be smoothed out. Let's get this baby on out of there. All right, let's give it the Sharpie test. And then we'll mark the inside of this guy. There you go. You just want to get it to stop squeaking so you can get that Sharpie off of there, and we'll find out where we sit. So that looks perfect. And we're looking pretty good in there as well. We marked that as number 4. All of our valves are lapped, and we can now install, we can now put all this together. We can insert the valves, we can do our valve seals, keepers, seats, all that good stuff. Let's hook this dog up. Woo! All right, now we can take a little bit of contact cleaner and we can clean up ports and our seats. But we don't want to wipe the numbers off, so don't do that. Now we can go ahead and install our valve seals. There we go, Kibble White Precision. Let's get these done. Basically, all you need to do is take yourself a little bit of assembly lube, put it in the middle, and then we'll go right on. And there we are. Valve seals installed, baby. All right. Now that we got our valve seals installed, looking all beautiful, now we can install the valves themselves and the springs and the valve seats and the valve spring retainers and the keepers. And we're going to use this fine looking tool right here, valve compressor tool, and we're going to hook these dogs up. Without further ado, let's get on to it. Let's start with valve number 1. And of course, we're going to clean it up. So you want to get us some contact cleaner. Alright, what we want to do is we want to take our first valve and let's put some assembly lube. And then we'll put it right in the number 1 slot where it belongs. And then it's going to come out this side. Then we'll take a valve seat. And then what we want to do, these are not stock. These are aftermarkets. I think they're by Niche or Niche, however you want to pronounce it, whatever you feel the need for that word is. I kind of like saying niche, to tell you the truth. Niche, I heard a lot of people say. But when I pronounce that word in real life, I pronounce it niche. So I'm going to call it that. So anyway, these are, they almost seem to be universal, but not really. Look, because the tighter wound springs go towards the head. So it looks like they're tighter down here than they are up here. And there's paint on this, which is up. So we put this guy on. And then we'll put this guy on. We're going to hook this into the, this is going to go into the indent in the back of the valve. And then this is going to go on to the valve retainer. The valve retainer is going to go like so. Okay, we're just going to compress this down far enough where we can expose the and you want to keep that even on here so you get an even compression. Alright, now that we got that compressed down there, what you might have to do is maneuver this spring thing around so that you can get that centered. Basically, you can just shift it like this. So it just moves back and forth. And you want to kind of get that so it's in the center. And if I'll shine a light on it. That's kind of what we're going for right there. We got our compressed down. There, I got them. They worked. Now you don't want to stand over the top of this thing, so just in case it doesn't seat all the way, you don't want to get sprung in the face, because that would make me really angry. But there's one. So now what you want to do now that you have that thing seated down in there like that, you want to tap it a little bit so that you can make sure that it's seated, and it is. And cool. That was not easy. These are not easy. So I guess the way you want to do it is you kind of have to, while it's down there, you kind of have to make sure that this is centered, because otherwise one of them will drop in farther. And then once it drops in too far, you will never get the second one in. So you have to keep it centered. Get one of them started so it's just kind of in there, half out, but not past the slot. And then drop the second one in there. And make sure that it goes down all the way also, and then release it. Now we're going to go right on in number 4. And out the other side. And now we have one more valve seat, inner spring, outer spring, retainer. Alright, let's hook us up in the center. Yes. Okay. Come on, dude. What the fuck is your hassle? There, what? Okay, I think we got it. Now let's give it the boom! Valves done. That was quite a chore. If I'm looking at my recording right now, it's 42 minutes. So yeah, that took a little while, and that was also after 2 other videos of trying. So yeah, woo! All right, now that we got that done, we can move on to the piston, and we need to check the piston tolerance and the rings, ring gaps, and all that good stuff. We can hook the cylinder up. And after that, we're on to the machine, baby. We're gonna fire this dog up pretty soon. Fire it up and let the engines roll. It's time to burn it down. Yes, I misquoted Black Label Society last time too. That's Black Label Society. And it is not burn it down, it's fire it up. So Black Label Society, fire it up. That's a song that's badass. And I knew the name of it, it's just that the lyrics threw me off in my head. So anyhow, Black Label Society, fired up. That's the shit right there. Alright. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Woo!